short bar, so this one over here. Their hands will go underneath, or their hands will go on the bar, and it is the bar with the 4-incher underneath it. So the very small one over here. Their hands will go on the bar first, and then they will jump instead of a squat on. They will jump to a straddle on, so their hands will be on the outside of their feet instead of the inside. And they're going to stay on the bar, and they're going to fall back to their booty, so they don't let go with their hands and they don't let go with their feet. They should still be in the same straddle they squatted on with by the time they hit their butt. So that's working the straddle swings. That will eventually do later on. Therefore, intermediate, they'll jump to a squat on, and then they'll try and balance. So instead of a lower setting, it's a little bit higher, so they'll actually have to lean and get their butt up this time. Then they're going to try and stand and balance first, and then jump off, because a lot of them keep their hands on the bar way too long, and they'll almost lean way too far forward, so they have to jump so far out instead of just straight up and barely off the bar. Then for advanced, they're going to try and kick up to a handstand on that bar. You're welcome to lower it. I know it's kind of high for some of the smaller kids in advanced to kick up the handstand, but you're going to try and kick up to handstand and hold it, and then they can drop to a push-up, so that way it can work. Pretty much it's working cast to handstand and then coming back to the bar for clear hips or back hip circles in this case. So next, on the bar that has nothing, this one right here, the one with the panel mat behind it, they're going to jump up to front support. They're going to 3 casts and then forward roll. You're welcome to spot their casts if need be, but you may have to spot their pullovers more. So it's kind of like a little mini routine for them. Then for intermediate, they're going to jump to front support and then 3 casts in a row. This time you should not have to help them. They should be able to come back to the bar and cast, come back to the bar and cast, and then they have to stop at the end. A lot of them swing really far forward at the end and they get stuck and they fall backwards. So really try and encourage them to lean over the bar as they cast, getting them to control it. And then for advanced, they'll do jump to front support, 3 casts to horizontal. So if you need to put something behind them for them to kick, you're more than welcome. You're welcome to spot them however you'd like. But also really try and see if they're getting to horizontal by themselves, and if it's a problem of their feet are getting there but their belly's not, or they're casting their butt and not their feet. That way I can better come up with those drills for the future for them also. The next one with the incline mats, they're going to do pullovers. All they do is start their chin at the bar, not all the way back here, their chin at the bar, and they'll run. The Bosu ball is underneath, so it'll be kind of bouncy, so it'll be a little bit easier. You may have to pull the panel mat back almost every kid, just because it will slide down a little bit. And they'll pull over that way. You're welcome to help them with that too. I had a lot of seasoned intermediates or not seasoned intermediates, beginners that have done a bunch of different pullover drills before that got this with no problem. So it may be a lot easier for them than we think, but granted there is a lot of new kids, so feel free to spot that or supervise however you would like. Then on that one right there also, they will not use the panel mats after beginner, so that station will totally go away and there will be nothing there, or unless they need a mat to help them get up. But they can jump up, pull over, whatever, and you're going to spot their back hip circles. You're welcome to have them cast. You can just put them in the position and make them do it yourself. Totally up to you, but spotted back hip circles. And then for advanced, they'll do pull over feet together and then cast double back hip circle. That one you may need to spot, cast back hip circle, stop, and then spot the second back hip circle without a cast before you put it all together. But again, that's totally up to you. Then on this high bar, you will jump and glide swing. Okay, however you see fit, you can have them go either way depending on what way you want that mat going. And they will jump and glide that way. So they will jump that one. They may start with their hands on the bar if they're in a beginner and they're kind of small. But other than that, I would like them to swing and jump, since a lot of them got that concept last time. Then for intermediate, they will swing and they will point their feet out towards this pole, the green pole that's in front of them, so you may need to move the octagon over. They'll swing and jump, and they should be looking for their feet pointed directly out in front of them at that pole. A lot of times kids just arch over it and let their feet point to the ground, but if we're ever going to learn how to stop and come out of that, or glide swing back, or kip, etc., they're going to have to learn how to go out instead of straight down. So just use the pole for this. That way they can tell if they were high on the pole, if they were low on the pole, so on and so forth. And then for for advanced, they won't use the octagon at all, and they'll just glide swing to stand. You're welcome to use the big bar if they're a little too tall. Same with intermediate. If you need to have this station for glides be over there because of your tall kiddos, that's totally fine as long as nobody else is on the bar. Then we got to our side stations. There's one right below me on the octagon. They're just going to rock back and forth. Okay, working on their shoulder muscles. Intermediate, they're going to push up rock to a pike, so their bottom will go in the air. So they'll rock forward, and instead of staying flat, they'll rock and they'll pull their booty up in the air. And then for advanced, they'll do push-up rocks, and they're fully going to extend on the way back. So they're going to go push up as far as they can over, and then as far back flat as they can, with almost at an angle pointed upwards. And then after that, it says mini tramp. I don't know why I did that, but it's just a springboard. It is over this way, boop, over there. That one, you will have them do bounces. Okay, so their hands will be on the bar, their feet will then bounce on the springboard. Okay, really have them stay hollow and not, willy-nilly on the springboard. The same thing with intermediate. They should be able to go a little bit higher, almost near handstand, depending on how comfortable and how strong they are. And then same thing for advanced. Except for advanced, I want them to almost try and do it in a straddle, so bounce straddle or bounce pike. So their butt gets in the air and their feet go down, or they can cast and straddle. Okay, either way is totally fine. Then I forgot that we had more kids than necessary. So I forgot to add the 2 stations in the typed out lesson plans, and I was not about to go put those back in there again. So I just wrote it down. On the pommel horse back here, they don't need to use the handles. They're just going to put their hands in the middle, and they're going to pike up. So they're going to try and push down on the pommel horse and lift their booty as high as they can in the air, working on that side of the strength of things. And then on the P-bars, they're just going to do leg lifts. A lot of the times we have issues with kiddos not being strong enough to do the stations that we have, and it not be a matter of they can't do the station and it's not a coordination issue, it's just a strength thing. So we're going to try and incorporate